Elwood, this is hello. This is Elwood EQ, and I'm going to try to stay a little focused today and put out a video that kind of backtracks some more Necro Basics. I think of it as basics. I'm going to cover two things. Number one, how to use FD in multiple ways to pull mobs out of a group and get a single. I think this is a decent place here to do it. These bird things flying around that for some reason they're called raptors. I don't know, but they they often are kind of crossing each other's paths and everything, and a lot of times you're going to get more than one. Except for me on my Necro, and I never have any excuse to have any more than one. Because it's pretty rudimentary for me to get one as a single. And I'm going to try to illustrate that now in multiple ways too. All right. First way is just sort of a classic way. And I also want you to note what happens to my mount when I use FD. Okay. This is my FD button here. Okay. I use a macro, and this right here is what they call the AA fade. That I think just about every class gets some kind of fade, because the Necro's fade is also a feigned death. It's here, I'll tell you, I'll show you. It is a 100% foolproof pure FD, dropping aggro instantly, as long as the NPC are 5 levels or fewer higher than you. Right? So at level 125, which is what I am, I can completely wipe my aggro off of a mob that is level 130 or below. And Death Piece, right here, just sort of my backup. That's just an instant cast FD that is just a regular FD. I think it has some bonuses here to it a little bit, that Necros enjoy with Feigned Death, but it acts more like a traditional Feigned Death, where it's going to take a little time for the aggro to kind of fade off of your character. If you get up right away after using this, odds are you're going to still have aggro. And you can always watch your list, extended target list, to see when your aggro is completely dropped. Sometimes because of lag, okay, if you do it too quick, right after it fades off the list, sometimes the lag, this will lie to you a little bit because of server lag, okay? If things are real intense, if the lag is a little high, if you're in a highly populated area or whatever, you got to give it an extra second or two before you get up after using Death Piece. But as you just saw, the DE or Death's Effigy, it's instant cast, and the recast time refresh rate on that is 1:30, which really isn't that long. Death Piece refresh time is 5 seconds, which is great. All right, you can cast this, stay down. To wipe aggro, you're going to at least wait 5 seconds at least. And when you get back up, if you made a mistake or you need FD again, you can hit this right away again. There's no, oh no, I've used all my feigned deaths and I'm going to die, anything like that. No. This is always, at least this is available. That's why I have it listed second on this. So, as with all these little macros, that either have pauses, or if they don't have a pause, they're just straight like this, like kind of like a spam button. If this is down, it'll automatically go to this, right? When you hit a macro, it goes line by line by line, just like code does, or anyway, yeah. So script, that's the word I was looking for. God Lord, it's early, man. For me, it's a day off for me, and I'm going to have a sip of coffee here. Hang on. All right. All right. So I'm going to do that. So here goes. I have a habit, a compulsion really almost, to always be invisible. That's how I roll. See if I can do something here. All right, here we go. All right, pull the snare. Unfortunately, okay, there's another one coming. All right, so, oh no. So you wait till it comes on you, and there you go. Now, if you notice my pet, or my horse, it instantly went away. I do believe a long time ago, you had to dismount before you used feigned death. A quality of not life change, I'm sure, has changed that. Anyway, what I could have done is gotten up, I can still do it now, and just grab that guy that was by itself for a while. Okay, I was talking, I didn't really do it, but so I'm going to stay off the horse for right now. And with also the Death's Effigy here, when you use that, it sticks an permanent invisibility effect on you. Most other classes have that very same thing, but why the Necro enjoys it? It's meaningful because you're feigned death when you're down there, and you can really afford to wait for, say, if you were pulling a rare mob, trying to separate that by itself. Almost all rare mobs, I haven't run across one that didn't see through invisibility. Okay, whether they're live or undead, they just always see through invisibility. If you're in different classes, that their fade ability, it's weak against the visibility. Doesn't mean a whole lot if there's a rare mob that's near where they're at, and that's usually when somebody tries to use their fade as an escape or get out of jail free card because something's gone wrong with whatever they're doing. Necros can use this as an escape to get out of trouble and save their butt too. It's not just a pulling tool. So the fade ability for Necros is dual purpose. So, and most of the time it's used most of the time to help you pull singles. And when you're solo like me, almost all the time, you always want singles. Another way to use it, if these jackasses will cooperate. I'm just going to pull him back here and kill him. Send my pet in. Oh, the other thing I'm going to cover is slowing mobs. Okay? All right. So this snare button here, I've got Scent of Thule as one of the options. So, and this Encroaching Darkness AA is a snare with no damage on it, and it's instant cast. So because it's instant cast, it's going to go right to this also. It's going to cast both these at the same time. There's a casting time on this, so Eradicate Magic is not going to trigger. You have to hit it twice if you want to get rid of a buff on a mob. So I'm going to hit this again because Scent of Thule also has a reduced magic component and fire on it. The pet's already in. I'm just going to hit the ally thing on, refresh that. This is great. I've shown this before. I prefer to use this most of the time instead of the shield, or the rune, but I'll use the rune too once in a while if the situation calls for it. And then I'll put these dots on, but I'll go ahead and I got long, medium, short dots. I mean, you've seen me in other videos use those things. Got a combo dot here. All right, that's not going to really affect whether or not it's slowed. All right, so I want to slow the mob. I have this spam button here, number 6, that I didn't label these, damn. Anyway, at first it goes swarm pets. I'm going to label it here real quick. If I don't kill the damn thing before I finish this up. And the second thing is, I call it the blood nuke. It's the chaotic thing, nuke. I'm not putting actual names on here, it'd take too long. I'm just putting my little catchphrase sort of nicknames I have for things. And then the next thing is this right here. And oops. Immolate bones. It's whatever fire nuke that has bones on it, right? And what it does is it nukes something with, it's a fire nuke, and it will stun the creature, and it'll also, if it makes the save checks and everything, it'll turn the whatever live mob into an undead for 6 seconds. It's a little longer than that. There's an extension on it, type of thing. So that's what I'm going to do here with this guy. Okay. I'm just going to hit this macro. You don't have to have these extra spells on it. You can just hit, but I'm just hitting the macro because I am. All right. Nuke them. All right. It did not pass the nuke did not go through to change it to undead. You'll see a flashing skull on there if it does. I'm just going to use my, because I want to show you how this works. So yeah, as you can see, it's not foolproof. It is resisted sometimes. There you go. Now this mob is undead. So I hit number 1 again, which has Thule on it, and boom. That mob is now slowed. And I'm just going to put some more long dots on there and let him die slow death here. So this Necros are yet another class that can slow mobs and also debuff them. This not only slows them for 49% of their attack rates for 49%, but it reduces their strength and dex and agility by a pretty good amount. At this really high level, this is a good amount. It's nothing to write home about. Shamans and enchanters, I think, have stronger cripple effects. Again, this is a thing that we can do. It's not as good as other classes, but when you're doing stuff solo, the ability as a pet class to be able to slow a mob and have all the life taps I can throw on my pet, in addition to the natural life tap my pet has, just for being, a necro pet. A necro pet has a built-in life taps. It can do. So yes. Anyway, and it reduces the armor class by a fraction, a meaningless amount. It's not very much. And the dual wield debuff is pretty nice too for most mobs. And it lasts for. Some people will, on really tough mobs, some X packs, the mobs are, the rare mobs can be really tough. And a little bit of a slow, even that can make a difference. I think it's very cool for a Necro to be able to slow any mob. Undead mobs will just automatically they'll automatically be slowed by that scent of Thule AA anyway. This right here. So you don't have to do the nuke obviously for undead mobs if they're already undead. But live mobs, plants, any other kind of mob that's not undead, you can turn them undead so that you can slow them. And there used to be a usable, and in lower levels it's still usable, a special dot that is low mana and is exceptionally strong for its mana cost against undead. And you can do that too. And after the undead effect fades, it still keeps that damage amount as if the mob was still undead. So so if you wanted, you could use it for that nuke or that dot, and it would be awesome too, you know. So that's that right there is just kind of a cool way to be able to slow mobs. All right, here I'm going to show another way to be able to split mobs also. And there's Showroom. Wow, look at that. Here we go. I'm going to use Root, punt him away. Showroom's coming. Oh no, I'm going to die. No, you're not. And then send my pet in while he's stationary. And then start going to town. I'm just going to kill this guy. Do my pet power thing. Let's see how this Let's see how this works out. You've seen me do this before. And start putting the dots on them. This is my DPS pet. And I got my healer. This is completely safe. This is just a T1 rare. So, and I like to kill this guy to try to get rings for pets for now and in the future. To put really nice rings on my pets that are way better than the summon rings that you get from mages. They make a difference. This is a EM26 pet. Also, here we go. I'm going to slow him. When you do nukes with the twin cast thing, it goes twice. So I twin casted that nuke, which gives you 2 chances to for the for that burn effect to change him undead. So frankly, sometimes it kind of feels sometimes that it's easier when you're fighting a rare mob to slow it, because it twin casts it automatically, and you get you get 2 chances in a row in one cast to be able to try to turn the mob undead so you can slow it. So while it has a decent resist rate on regular mobs, what is going on there? Saw a bird dude just kind of jump off there. Is there a pathing thing going on that's gonna nail me? Make me have to kind of, I don't know. I'm paranoid sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and put my pet rune on there. It's an AA rune. See if I have any. No, I don't. I just put some more dots on them. I hit the chaotic power thing, so may as well get some dots on there. And you can see the pet is just doing fine. And my man is great. I've tried using a different glyph. Oh, actually, it was down. Huh. It used the power one because that one's down. I have the mana saving glyph that I've used. Oh, I forgot to put my high damage short dots on there. So yeah, so this was a good way to get him alone, right? The normal mob, I rooted and then FD'd, but Shoru came and he came alone. And when I FD'd, he happened to kind of pause in the same spot. He doesn't always do that. Sometimes you gotta be a little quick getting up to retarget the mob you're trying to pull. Ring. No ring. Is that new? No. a Mies. I think that's the shoulder slot. I already got one. And for the T3 on my... See, I already have T3 gear, but you can keep this stuff for your persona. I have a mage persona on this guy that I haven't really worked on for the last while I got all the spells. And I, kind of farming stuff for when it gets high enough level to be able to do this, to get the T3 stuff for the future. So I'm going to leave that. I got doubles of other stuff from before because I wasn't really thinking. So I'll probably just have to destroy it because on my server you can't trade no drop. So idols, it's just one slot, single slot. These are earrings. I played hell trying to get this damn thing to drop just for one. And technically I only have, so I got that for my pet earring. I used it for that. This, thankfully I got this ultra rare earring from the last, from the TOL and those X-Packs. Anyway, that's just as good. I mean, in some slots, the T3 stuff is slightly, ever so slightly better than depending on your class, than the ultra rare for the last group of ultra rares. So, but anyway, yeah. But these are the rings I'm trying to farm. You can put 2 of these on a pet. Look at all this AC hit points, just all kinds of goodies on here for a pet that just way outclasses what you're going to be able to put on from a mage. Takes some effort, and that's all. All I got is time, man. I play by myself, and I'm good. I'm maxed out in every way I reasonably do myself. Everything. These are pet things. These are weapon things. I'm going to leave those in there for now. I got 2 idle polishing claws, and I only need 1, so I'll get rid of 1 of those to conserve some space. Essence of power. Yeah, these focuses are there. This is for gear. These are for focuses for weapons and augs. So I'll keep that. So, and I'm just, yeah. So these 4, it's going to handle the AC augs, and these are going to be for weapons. So yeah, making progress there. So okay, so as you can see, you can root punt, what I call it, the AA route for Necro. It's pestilent paralysis, or something like that. What's it called again? Yeah, pestilent paralysis. Same thing as the shaman one that it roots. It knocks them back and roots them with a really high success rate. It almost never, I've never seen it fail actually ever, unless a mob is immune to root. And even then, if a mob is immune to root and snare, this root right here, this AA root, will still punt them back. They'll still be running at you full bore, but it'll delay them a fraction of a second, I guess. I mean, so there might be situations where just moving them initially out like that would be helpful for a separation process to try to get a single bull. That's helped me in pretty rare occasions in the past. Even if the mobs you're trying to pull, if they're all snare immune, ideally snare is the best thing for an FD pull. Slows the one mob and allows one or others to kind of come at you. It kind of helps thin the herd a little bit. And the AA snare will last long enough for you to be able to just kind of keep doing that repeatedly. And you got to be strategic about it a little bit. Some people refer to Necros as sort of a finesse class, pet class, but it's all relative. Let's see here. Those are the two main ways I use FD to pull. There is another way that I very rarely use. I'm trying to think what I had it in my mind before I started recording, and I'm not. And it's too early. If I think about it, I'll add it in another video. Okay. I want to keep this shorter than I normally do. Got lucky to show you me killing a rare again, but I mean it's T1 rare, whatever. All right, that's it. LODQ, and I'm done. Have a good one. See you next time.